The Cyclopes in Greek mythology are giant creatures of extreme strength and fierceness. Their main characteristic is their single eye located in their forehead, which gives them a fearsome and bestial appearance. However, as is the case with almost any mythological being, there is not a single version of the myth. There are several accounts that mention these creatures, with some variations in their descriptions and origins. Among them, two main versions stand out: the Cyclopes described by Hesiod in the Theogony and those mentioned by Homer in the Odyssey. Hesiod, in his account of the origin of the world, presents the Cyclopes as some of the earliest beings to appear, older even than the Olympian gods. They are the children of Gaia and Uranus and the siblings of the 12 Titans and Cenomanes, which makes them, in fact, uncles to the Olympian gods. These Hesiodic Cyclopes are three in number: Brontes, Steropes, and Arges. They are described as beings with proud spirits and bad temperaments, but also as great builders and artisans who work tirelessly. In fact, the noises produced by volcanoes were attributed to their activities. After Cronus overthrew Uranus, he imprisoned them in Tartarus for fear that their power might challenge his rule. They remained chained in this desolate place, the farthest point on Earth, for countless years until Zeus eventually freed them. The Cyclopes were grateful for this act, and their gratitude, combined with their resentment towards Cronus for imprisoning them, led them to support the Olympians in the war against the Titans. They crafted and gifted various weapons to the Olympians, including Poseidon's famous trident, Hades' invaluable helmet that made its wearer invisible, and Zeus' powerful thunderbolt. In fact, the names Hesiod gave to the Cyclopes are closely related to this last weapon: Arges, brightness; Brontes, thunder; and Steropes, lightning. These accounts of the Cyclopes would later be expanded upon by other authors. For example, according to Callimachus, they would go on to work for the gods in Hephaestus' forges. However, according to Euripides, they would meet their end at the hands of the god Apollo, who killed them in revenge against Zeus for killing his son Asclepius. It's believed they were the target of his vengeance due to their symbolic importance as creators of Zeus' most significant symbol, the thunderbolt. The Homeric Cyclopes appear in the work The Odyssey and are very different from the previous version, both in behavior and origin. They are described as a lawless and wild tribe, unfamiliar with smithing, craftsmanship, or agriculture. They are more akin to animals than gods or humans, although they possess language and are shown herding flocks. Moreover, they claim not to fear Zeus, believing themselves more powerful than the gods, though obviously, they are not. They live in caves on a nameless remote island in the Odyssey, although later authors claim it to be the island of Sicily. The most famous of these Homeric Cyclopes is Polyphemus, whose father is Poseidon and the nymph Thoosa. The parents of the other Cyclopes are not specified by Homer, but according to Euripides, all Cyclopes are the offspring of Poseidon. Polyphemus encountered Odysseus and his warriors in his cave, capturing and gradually devouring them until Odysseus devised a plan. To gain the creature's trust, he offered a barrel of wine. When Polyphemus asked Odysseus his name, he responded that his name was Nobody. When the giant, drunk, fell asleep, Odysseus and his men took a spear and plunged it into his eye. Polyphemus began shouting to the other Cyclopes that nobody had wounded him, so they assumed Polyphemus had gone mad. Eventually, they concluded that he had been cursed by a god and did not intervene. Odysseus and his companions were unaware of the Cyclops' parentage, and after escaping the island, they did not anticipate the wrath of Poseidon, which caused them significant problems throughout the rest of their journey. In addition to these versions, there are also accounts that place 7 Cyclopes as builders of walls. This narrative is presented by Strabo. According to him, these 7 Cyclopes come from Lycia and were responsible for building the walls of Tiryns and Mycenae. These structures are known as Cyclopean walls, and it is believed that the myth of their construction arose after the Greek Dark Ages, when the Hellenes were amazed to see the enormous polished blocks used in Mycenaean buildings, concluding that only the Cyclopes, with their legendary skill and strength, could have carried out such monumental constructions. There are many theories about what led the Greeks to imagine these creatures, from ancient blacksmiths who wore eye patches for protection to actual cyclopia, a very rare congenital malformation found in animals, with a 0% survival rate. However, the most accepted theory is related to extinct prehistoric dwarf elephants that are believed to have migrated from Turkish lands. The Greeks, unfamiliar with living elephants, discovered their skulls, which were double the size of a human skull. These skulls had a large central nasal cavity, which is believed to have been misinterpreted as a gigantic eye socket. In conclusion, the Cyclopes are fascinating creatures portrayed in various ways in different accounts, shaped and enriched by human imagination. They range from powerful builders in Hesiod's narratives to lawless and untamable tribes in Homer's works. Their myth has endured over time, and each of these versions that has come down to us, along with those lost to history, reflects the richness and complexity of mythology, history, and human culture.